One of the 2023 breakout candidates for the Georgia Bulldogs, according to me, is Branson Robinson. I think this is a guy that we're going to definitely see more of, partially because Kenny McIntosh will be gone and there will be touches to be dished out between him, Dejan Edwards, and Kendall Milton. And I don't think Branson Robinson is going to be this lead back. Georgia doesn't have a true lead back anymore. I mean, yeah, they do. Like, Kenny McIntosh was the one. Zamir White was basically the one. But, since Swift, they haven't had a true number one guy where it's like, this is our bell cow. Like, this is our guy. Now, I think Branson Robinson, out of the three, between him, Dejan, and Kendall, I actually think he's the most talented guy out of the three of them. I like the way he runs. I think the other guys are really, really good. I think Branson's got a higher ceiling. I just kind of do. I've never been the hugest Kendall Milton guy personally. I think it's right there for him to take this year. I think he could have a 1,000-yard season. I think that he could prove me wrong and play really well. I think Dejan Edwards is one of the hardest runners I've ever seen, really. I mean, he just runs so hard. But Branson Robinson, the tackle breaking, the talent, the speed, the burst, the escapability, I like the way he runs, and I think that this is a guy that I met him for the first time when he was 16, right? And there's a photo that I've got. It's a photo of basically his build back there, and he's had that since he was a younger teenager. So he's gonna get more carries. He's a guy I want to see get the ball more. I think that Kenny McIntosh had a lot of receptions, and I don't think all of those get turned into running back receptions, right? If you just were transferring over touches into 2023, I think there are more carries. They hit Kenny McIntosh in a lot of side-to-side stuff. I think those turn into more carries than they do more receptions, because none of these running backs in the room are honestly even close to what Kenny McIntosh was as a receiver. They're different running backs, and Kenny McIntosh is he not the best receiving back Georgia's ever had? Is he not? Him and Swift in recent years? I mean, he is, and he ran hard, and he ran efficiently. But to me, Branson is a breakout candidate, a guy that you're going to see more and more of, and we saw that at the end of the season. Ryan Kelly from Dog Post talking about breakout candidates, talking about Branson Robinson, talking about Georgia's running backs. Double Dogs. It's coming to you soon. But if you haven't already purchased, check it out down below. I'm excited. I've actually yet to see the inside of it. I've seen glimpses, but I haven't gotten a copy. I think Dean's the only one with a copy right now. And we apologize for the delay. I think Dean is frustrated with the process right now, so I backed off. But sorry for the delay. There's been a printing issue. So that's kind of the update on Double Dogs. But if you're interested, make sure you're checking it out. You're not going to get photos and stories like this from anybody else. Promise you that. Branson last year was the fourth leading rusher. He was RB4, and Stetson was RB5 essentially, but he was RB4. But McIntosh is gone. That's 150 attempts and 43 receptions. That's 193 total touches gone. That's over 1,400, or that's about 1,400 yards gone, and that's about 12 touchdowns gone. Right? Part of that's going to be Branson's load. I think that I do think he's the most talented of the three running backs, just my opinion. I'm sure that other people agree. I'm sure there's some of you that disagree, but I don't know the only way he reminds me of Nick Chubb is the tackle breaking. And comparisons, there's always comparisons. Kendall Milton, when he was a freshman, was getting compared to Nick Chubb, right? And Kendall Milton was wearing 22 back then, and he trucked a couple dudes against Tennessee at home, COVID year in 2020, and people were like, oh, he reminds me of Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb is Nick Chubb, all right? Branson reminds me more of Nick Chubb than Kendall does. I think Kendall is much bigger. He's like in between Derrick Henry and Nick Chubb. Kendall does not break tackles the way that Branson does. I think he's definitely a more efficient runner than Branson. Here's the thing, right? The most efficient runner was actually Kendall Milton because he broke some long ones. Branson never broke one over 30 yards. My argument towards Branson, he had the worst yard per carry out of the 4 guys last year at 4.9, which is good. He had some of that is because of garbage time runs that are going right up the middle, and there's a stacked box. I mean, was he going to break 11 tackles? He's a human being. So that hurts his yards per carry. Auburn, he broke out. He was the best running back that day. He had almost 100 yards. He had a touchdown. He had 2 touchdowns in the national championship. He ran really hard against TCU second and third string, whatever it was. But he's a guy that I think has the most star power since Swift. That's my take. I think he's got the most star power in the making since Swift. This is a guy I think could be a marquee running back for them. I am assuming Dejan Edwards and Kendall Milton, this is their last year in Athens. It's an assumption. I could be wrong. You can do your 5th year if you want. But they're both seniors. They were both 2020 class guys. And I think that they will both have good enough seasons to go to the combine, work out, possibly get drafted. And so that would kind of lead 2024 to be Branson's year as the marquee running back. But you're going to see flashes here. I'm telling you right now, you're going to see flashes this year. The 2022 Georgia class, I think, is going to be one of the better ones they've had. Branson Robinson, he's one of the breakout guys I'm talking about. I'm going to talk about more. I'm going to talk about Barry Alexander. I'm going to talk about Malachi Starks. I'm going to talk about, this 22 class is just loaded. And Malachi's not even a breakout. He was really good. Oscar Delp. I think Ernest Green's going to end up being really good. I think he may start at left tackle this year. So there's Bear Alexander. Didn't even mention that. Marvin Jones Jr., Jalen Walker. I like the 22 class a lot. All right. And Branson Robinson, there's star power there for sure. I think that I just like the way that dude runs. And I think you guys know what I mean. I think you know what I mean. The tackle breaking ability is special from Branson. The build is special. The low to the ground. He's hard to tackle. He's going to get more touches this year. Don't be surprised if Branson takes over that running back room by the end of the year. I think it might happen. Thanks for watching. What do you think about Branson Robinson? Links down below. You can get dog instruction too, but Double Dogs, Red Zone, DoorDash, all that. Thanks for watching down below.